Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about banking and ethics, or ethics in banking, or ethical banking. Okay, let's run through why it's very, very important for any bank, every bank in any country, in every country, to demonstrate and to actively follow good banking practice. It's very important. Now, I'm going to kick off with this image that adorns, I think, if not the image, then the quote itself, my textbook from 2012, The Principles of Banking. I'm fond of saying the first principle of good banking is to have principles. So one does have to have principles, and the main principle is good customer service. In fact, in the textbook, in Principles of Banking, chapter 2, so it comes early on. The first edition didn't cover it at all, but the second edition has a chapter, and I'll explain why I added that chapter. And chapter 2 is called Ethics, Conduct, and Customer Service. Now, originally, I was going to call that chapter simply Do Good Work or Doing the Right Thing. But I thought it might be more accessible and straight away understandable if I simply called the chapter Ethics, Conduct, and Customer Service. And to me, this is really to the heart of what good banking is about. It's about delivering genuine and long-lasting good service, and to all one's customers, to all your customers, whether they be retail individuals, you and me, or small companies, large companies, sovereign authorities, multinationals, whatever the customer type is. It's important for a bank to deliver what I said was genuine and long-lasting good service. Now, why is that? Because we are providing financial services. Financial services provision is probably the most important product type that individuals, retail individuals, or companies will ever be engaged in purchasing or transacting in. Think about it: our well-being, our ability to pursue a good quality of life, our ability to be able to provide for the future, to provide for our old age, to provide for good health. It does come down to financial service provision or financial provision. Think of all the things that revolve around money and managing money well. Banks are very important to this, and for such an important product type in society, being delivered by one institution makes it self-evident to me that a bank should be following or pursuing good conduct in all its business. So, chapter 2 is all about ethics, conduct, and good customer service. I think it starts with trust and the meaning of ethics. My definition of ethics or good ethics or ethical banking is doing the right thing when no one is looking. Now, that's not my own quote. I got that from someone I was working with many years ago in the City of London. Doing the right thing when no one is looking. And good service, genuine good service, good customer service. Personally, I think that comes from having the right culture in the firm, the right approach to providing banking services, the right culture. I don't think it comes from regulation. And I'm going to explain why I didn't have a chapter on this topic in the first edition of my textbook, but I did in the second. When I was writing the first edition, which is, gosh, nearly 15 years ago now, from the date of this video anyway, when I was writing that, I was actually of the belief that this is something that can't be taught. I don't think, or it can be learned. I think it comes with one's own character, one's own personality, being trustworthy, being a customer that enters into a financial transaction with a bank is relying on the bank to be trustworthy, to provide good service, to have that customer's best interests at heart. And I don't think that's something that we learn from a number of sources as we're growing, but also as we're getting into the profession. And I'm not sure it's something that can be taught. I'm not sure it's something that can be learned, because you're either going to do the right thing or you're not. All the bad practice that we've seen in banks around the world, the large fines levied on banks, product mis-selling, all the bad practice, rigging of markets, all of that we've seen in banks, some banks, obviously not all, but the majority of them not, I'm happy to say, from my personal observation. But the majority of that comes from people who know they're doing the wrong thing, but they're doing it anyway for their own reasons. Possibly it could be something as simple and as base as boosting what their bonus will be at the end of the year, but it could be some other motivation as well. These people know 99 times out of 100 when they're doing the wrong thing, when they're not doing good work. So when that's the case, I don't think it's to do with regulation or something you learnt by taking a class. I think it's to do with your own character and personality. However, that was my view in the first edition. When I got to the second edition, I thought the second edition of the book, I thought it's important to discuss good ethical conduct, if only to serve as a baseline, just to remind people of why we're here. And that's probably what I wanted to say in this video. Any transaction that a bank undertakes with any of its customers should reflect good ethical practice. Start off with, I'll reiterate, trust is at the heart of the matter. Let's be trustworthy. We need to demonstrate that we are trustworthy. We can be trusted to look after a deposit customer's money, or we can be trusted to provide a good product to a borrowing, a loan customer. So the heart of the matter is to demonstrate trustworthy practice. Good ethics is the other side, is the remainder of this. Good ethics, we want to demonstrate integrity, we want to demonstrate honesty in our work, we want to demonstrate fair play, we want to demonstrate transparency. Everything should be clear, everything should be in simple language, everything should be accessible. We shouldn't try to we shouldn't ever be guilty of for example, speaking or writing in unclear terms, in non-accessible language. Transparency. So good ethics to me reflects integrity, honesty, fair play, and transparency in everything we do. And if we do that, personally, I think we will be doing good work. We'll be doing the right thing. So to be honest, that's really what ethics in banking is about. I don't think one needs to write, a 10 or 20,000 word chapter on this, and mine isn't. Mine is not shorter than that, not even half that. It's simply knowing that what good work looks like. Okay, and I think that comes from being aware what is not good practice. And personally, I think we all know that. I don't think it needs to be hammered in through a long course. So how would I summarize ethics in banking? First of all, I mentioned trust is at the heart of the matter. Demonstrate good ethics. I spoke about what reflects good ethics. Know your customer. Again, very important. Know your customer. Not because of regulation and money laundering rules. This is important. But because how can we deliver good service to our customer if we don't know everything about them, everything relevant about them? Know your customer. Good ethics, good conduct, and by following all this good practice, we will maintain a good reputation. Reputation is hard won and easily lost. It can be lost overnight. So we follow good practice principles, we do good work, we look after the customer, and thereby we maintain a very positive reputation. And that's the most important thing that any bank should be concerned with, any bank in any country in the world. Thank you for listening. If you liked the video, please subscribe for more of this content. Thank you. Goodbye.